Hello and welcome to the Total Packers Draft Report. Larry McCarren along with my colleagues from Packers.com, Mike Spofford and Wes Hotkowitz. Gentlemen, thank you, and let's dive right in. Mike, first impressions of the 2026 Packers Draft.
Well, I tell you, I thought when we got a chance to talk to these young men during rookie minicamp, I was impressed by just the good head on the shoulders, for lack of a better phrase. These guys, yeah, they're excited to be here at Lambeau Field, and it's like, wow, this is Green Bay. This is the start of my NFL career, but I'm ready to get to work. Like, let's get after it, right? And yes, they want to learn from the veterans when they get a chance to talk to those guys, but they know they're here to compete for a job. Just the mentality, the approach, the level-headedness that I saw from this group of guys, I think it's going to serve them well.
Wes, your first impressions.
Well, Larry, rookie minicamp's a lot different even than when I started covering it, right? They've toned a lot of things down on the field, but one thing that you can always take away from it is the size of these guys. And being in the locker room, I mean, some very intriguing body types. You look at a Chris McClellan, just the way that he's proportioned, big, solid kid. Obviously, we talked about his hands before, big-handed kid. But then deny Dennis Sutton too, right? I mean, he went around, he introduced himself to all the reporters, had a chance to shake his hand. I mean, I was lucky I was able to bring that hand back afterwards. I mean, just a very strong young dude. So I think when you're talking about the guys that you're going to invest draft picks into, the Packers hit the target.
Gentlemen, what it lacked in quantity, it made up for in quality. We saw the entire class last weekend, and it came in as advertised. The guys were what and who they were supposed to be. And of course, the man in charge of it all, Packers general manager, Brian Gutekunst.
Fancy.
Goody, of course, let's talk about the draft. I thought you and your staff did a terrific job of staying true to who you are, the kind of players you value, the traits you value. It was all there in the guys you picked.
Yeah, really proud of our staff. I think that process is a long process to build that board and to get it right. Those guys did a phenomenal job all year of gathering the information and really finding out who these guys are so that we could set our board appropriately. And sometimes you need a little luck to have it fall your way a little bit, and it did. Really, really happy, not only with the players and what we think they can do for the Green Bay Packers moving forward, but how they're going to fit into our locker room and what they'll add to the culture. We're excited about the way they're wired.
Let's talk about some of your picks. Second rounder, Brandon Cisse. He's got all the physical stuff, but the young man plays with a burr in his saddle. I mean, be it run, be it pass, he competes. Would you agree?
Yeah, he plays high energy. I think he leaves it all out there on the field when he's playing. Very, very competitive. As he grows in the National Football League, that's going to serve him well. You can tell by the way he plays that he loves to play football. That's a very important part of who he is, and that's one of the reasons that it drew us to him.
Your third rounder, Chris McClellan. He is every bit a big guy, but he's also explosive. He's got that kind of first step where he can disrupt, can't he?
I think, along with his size and length and his ability to really hunker down and stop the run, that was what set him apart for us, was the fact that to have that first step, he is able to get up the field, apply pressure to the quarterback, and really when he's had to get down the line of scrimmage and run and chase things down, he's able to do that. A lot of the 315, 320-pounders aren't those kind of guys. He is. That versatility, what we're going to ask those guys to do, was important.
Goody, during your tenure, the Packers have gotten noticeably bigger. Is that one of your bedrocks going way, way back, or is that something you evolved to?
Yeah, no, I think it's one of the bedrocks. It's always been a little bit of a standard here. I think in the late teens, we probably got away from that a little bit, and we got a little bit smaller than what we wanted to be. Certainly in 18, when I took over, that was a little bit of a calling card that we wanted to become a bigger, more physical football team. I think we've done that over the past few years, but it is something you have to pay attention to. You have to be intentional about it. Doesn't mean that we're not going to select or get players that may be a little bit undersized if they have the right skill set, but we do believe size, particularly in the National Football League in junior, but particularly up here in Green Bay, matters.
History says you will give these guys time to develop. Is that hard to do?
Yeah, we'll compete for championships, every year, and so these guys got to be able to pull their weight. We do believe that if we invest in them and they're doing the right things and they're working hard and trying to be the best they can be, that it's important to allow them to grow. All these players are going to have hiccups in the National League. They're going to have tough times. This is a very competitive league, so they're going to have some hardship. And how they get through that will matter to us, and we do think it's very important to give them that opportunity.
This marked Brian Gutekunst's smallest class in his 9 drafts as the Packers general manager, and the smallest in Green Bay in 22 years. And coming up, we get to know more about third-round pick Chris McClellan, one of the many new Packers we met at last weekend's rookie minicamp.
It's really more of an onboarding process, get them acclimated to how we do things, give them a little bit of taste of what's to come in phase 2 when they get here with the vets in a week.
I'm just taking it one play, one step at a time, man. Learning at my pace and doing what I can to, be the best player and contribute to the team as soon as I can.
Couldn't ask for anywhere better to be. So just coming in ready to work and ready to learn and just keep improving every day.
Yeah, I'm just blessed, man. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to get to work.
I need to say my name? Okay. I am Chris McClellan, and let's get rolling. It's just like the movies.
Second possession ended with a pick. Zeus sends the house, slowed up and dropped. It's Chris McClellan with the first sack of the night.
My play style is very quick and aggressive, that's just how I come off. I'm always looking to make the play or always trying to be around the ball. So every time I get off the rock, I'm looking to go find the ball and go make plays and reach some havoc. When I'm running to the quarterback, I feel like a bulldozer, because I'm coming to put, like what I like to say, the full 300 on them and make them feel every 313 pounds of myself. And I might even lay on them just a little bit longer so they can really feel me.
It's Chris McClellan who came through for the sack.
I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling humble, and I'm feeling hungry. I'm coming in here to work, do what I can to help the team win. Thank y'all for welcoming me to Green Bay. Let's go do the thing.
In addition to the 6 new draft picks, the Packers also added 6 new faces to their defensive coaching staff. And we had the chance to hear from Jonathan Gannon for the first time as the Packers DC.
I'm really grateful and excited to be here in this role with this organization, working with Matt, Goody, and the players, and they've done a really good job, in my opinion, of acquiring talent. So that's our job. We got to take the players that we have and let them go play fast and violent, because I think that's what a good defense looks like, a fast, violent, physical team that takes the ball away.
Okay, gentlemen, out of the 4 defensive draft picks, who is most likely to thrive under Jonathan Gannon's tutelage and in his system? Mike?
My pick is Chris McClellan, the defensive lineman out of Missouri, the interior defensive lineman, because the Packers signed a veteran this offseason in Javon Hargrave, similar type of player, been around in the league for a long time. His best seasons were with Gannon in Philadelphia throughout the course of his career. McClellan is a young guy who's got the run-stopping ability. He's also got some pass rush with 6 sacks at Missouri last year. That's a lot for an interior guy. I think he could be a guy that could really thrive under Gannon.
Wes?
Brandon Cisse, Larry, and for multiple reasons. First and foremost, second-round pick. He has the talent. He has the athleticism. He's only 20 years old. But then you also look at Jonathan Gannon coming in here, a guy that has a defensive backs mindset, kind of like Jeff Hafley had before him. And being able to get a guy like Cisse in his system right now, he's already had the conversation with him. He's talked to him about coaching Xavier Rhodes, Darius Slay, some of the best cornerbacks we've seen in the modern era. Now you throw this young man in with his skill set, I think he's going to be put in a really good position to succeed.
Gentlemen, I'll go with Denai Dennis Sutton. You've seen him. Physically, he is off the charts, like from a different planet. He's also got production on his resume, He seems to work hard. You add it all up, and I'd say he is the most intriguing player in the Packers draft.
In trouble and denied. Dennis Sutton wraps him up and turfs him.
Measurables: a whisker under 6'6", 256 pounds, and a 4.63 40.
Sacked by Dennis Sutton.
Production: in 2 seasons as a starter, 17 sacks, 25 tackles for a loss, and 5 forced fumbles. Case in point, January 2025 versus Notre Dame in the college football semifinals. Dennis Sutton, classic rip move, turns the corner, blindsides the QB, and forces the fumble, one of his 2 sacks. Later, Dennis Sutton drops into coverage. 6'6" with arms to match are a lot to throw over. Deny with the interception. That length also shows up in the running game, allowing Dennis Sutton to separate and shed. Labeled Deny Dennis Sutton a 4th-round steal.
He's got so much in front of him as far as his best football goes. His ability to come off the edge and rush the passer, affect the passer. He can bull rush, he can win with speed. He's got a lot to offer and a lot of really good football in front of him.
When Deny and the other draft picks join the Green Bay Packers, that dream come true comes with expectations. You might say a certain standard has to be met. Here's Evan Williams.
With the 111th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Packers select Evan Williams, defensive back, Oregon.
I'm third-year safety Evan Williams, and I got a few words for the rookies. Just want to welcome y'all to Green Bay, man. We got a strong culture here. You know, we expect excellence, demand it out of everybody that comes here. You know, expecting you guys to uphold that standard.
Intercepted! Packers deliver the dagger.
The true standard is winning. The things that we desire at the start of each season, you know, winning the North, winning our conference, and then, you know, going to that bowl. Anything less than that is, you know, not enough for us. Having the right attitude, walking into the building and putting your best foot forward. You know, there's gonna be failures through this first year. It's not gonna be easy, but as long as you focus on the little things, instill those daily habits, and get better each day, you're gonna end up right where you need to be. You got a locker room of guys that understand what you're going through, that have all been in your shoes before. We got a tight group of guys, so you know, we're gonna help you out and get you where you need to be.
Okay, guys, the rookies are charged with meeting and maintaining the Packer standard. Who among the veterans is your pick to show them the way? Mike?
Well, I look specifically at the defensive line because of the 2 guys they brought in for that unit, McClellan and Dennis Sutton. And I mentioned Javon Hargrave earlier. You got Devontae Wyatt on the interior of the defensive line. And then for Dennis Sutton at edge rusher, you got Micah Parsons, one of the best guys in the league, and also one of the real leaders in that locker room, even though he's only been here for 1 year.
Wes, your leader du jour.
You know, for me, Larry, it has to be Tucker Kraft, right? I mean, when you think about a guy that you want to put out in front of your football team, not only just from the way he speaks and how he speaks and the way he acts and how he's built himself into being one of the top tight ends in the NFL, his story, being a guy that played 9-man football out in South Dakota, just being able to go from that to the National Football League and everything that Green Bay, Wisconsin encompasses, once he's back on the field this season, oh my goodness. You want to have 53 number 85s if you can.
Guys, I'd like to add Josh Jacobs to the mix. Leadership starts with performance, and Josh plays well. He plays hard. He plays hurt, and he practices like a pro. If you want to see how it's done, watch Josh Jacobs. Coming up, part 2 of our interview with Brian Gutekunst. But first, a special shout out for 6th rounder Damani Jackson.
Marquid the Roundacon on NFL Fihe Shay, Shut A Kidden, the Green Bay Packers, Dundalk the Sahane, Rewa, Domani Jackson, DB, Alabama. Go Pack, go!
The Packers International Fan of the Year is from Ireland. His name's Stephen O'Brien.
Yeah.
And he sent a video for you.
Okay.
Mr. Domani Jackson, congratulations on becoming a Green Bay Packer.
And for the first time in NFL history, I announced your name in my native Irish language. So it means you're already in the history books.
Adjusting from college to the pros is tough.
You could say it's a bit of a mountain to climb.
But you've beaten the odds before, and you're going to beat them again. You started your career by making history, so now go make some more.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Stephen O'Brien. To the fans in Ireland and UK, it means everything to be in a global fan base. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for embracing me, and I'm ready to compete, do everything I can to bring back a Super Bowl. Go Pack, go!
Kick it off right.
Goody, I have to confess, I know nothing about kicking. Zilch, squat, nothing. But I do know when I look at video of Trey Smack kicking, that ball explodes off his foot. I mean, he has got thunder in that thigh.
Yeah, no, obviously very productive in college, particularly from long distances. You know, he's got a very, very strong leg, which I think, again, another very important thing for us playing in the conditions and the weather that we play up here in Green Bay. That's kind of a prerequisite to be able to kick up here. But at the end of the day, it matters is getting it to the uprights, and we think he's got great potential there as well. Another really good culture fit. I think he's going to be a very good kicker in the National Football League, and again, it's the beginning of his journey, but he's got a long way to go, but we think he's got very good upside.
You guys enjoy an excellent culture. How valuable is that when you're introducing a new draft class into it?
Yeah, it's important. I think I've always kind of felt that if the majority of your players were wired a certain way, that your culture was going to be sustainable, and that if you had some guys that maybe didn't fit, that it would be much easier for them to adapt to that culture. If it's the other way around where you don't have enough of those guys, it can be tough. So it really starts with the people you bring into that locker room and how they're wired. But I do think if we're all going to pull in one direction, if we're all going to chase the same thing, there has to be a level of respect for one another in that room, and that starts with culture.
One more thing for you. Way back in the 2020 draft, you traded up in the first round and took a guy named Jordan Love. Now, has he developed into everything you were hoping he would be when you made that move to get him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, quarterbacking in the National Football League is tough business. And certainly he had some things to go through early in his career to get to the other side of it. But not only as a player and the way that he plays on the field, but how he leads our football team, what he means to our team, his professionalism, and how he goes about his business. Couldn't ask for much more than that.
Gentlemen, Goody just talked about Jordan, so we'll leave him out of the mix. But other than Jordan, who's your offensive player you're most excited about in 2026? Mike?
Well, Larry, I'm going to try to make you proud of me here because I'm going offensive line with left tackle Jordan Morgan. A couple of years ago,
O-line rules.
A couple of years ago, the Packers drafted Morgan in the first round out of Arizona. He was a college left tackle. His first 2 years in the league, he's been the good soldier. He's been filling in at all the different spots on the line where they needed him in certain situations. Now left tackle is his. It's his chance to prove that that's his spot.
Wes, who's giving you chills?
Christian Watson is giving me chills right now, Larry. When you look at what this dude did, coming off of the ACL, no offseason, right? No training camp. He ends up going back on the field after getting an extension and completely balls out. Can you imagine now what he is capable of with a full offseason, considering everything he did, the Ed Block Courage Award winner for them last year, and being a offensive catalyst and leader now? Christian Watson entering this season is definitely, unequivocally, the most excited player I am.
Guys, the player I'm most excited about is Big Anthony Belton. One of the most valuable times for a rookie is that first off season. After drinking from the fire hose, you get a chance to go home, to think about it, to digest it, to decide and who you want to be and how you're going to get there. I'm excited about year 2 for Big Anthony. I'm also excited about the prospects for 5th rounder Jagger Burton. He's a center guard type guy out of Kentucky. And of course, he got his first taste of the Packers and Green Bay last weekend. And we got our first taste of Jagger.
What's up, Packer fans? I'm Jagger Burton, and here's a little bit about me. Good. I kind of got into chess last offseason, going into fall camp. A bunch of the O-linemen at Kentucky got into it, and we were super competitive with it, so we all kind of started playing every day at lunch or dinner. Chess is similar to football, and especially offensive line, because at the end of the day, you're trying to protect your king, which is very similar to O-line. You're trying to protect the quarterback. So it's cool to kind of see the crossover there between football and chess. My fellow rookie classmates, if I had to compare them to chess pieces, obviously we're all rooks. I would say Brandon Cisse play style is resembling of a bishop, how versatile he is, all the things he can do. Chris McClellan would be the knight, how dominant he is in the trenches and the way he's able to get after the quarterback, kind of move and bounce all around the board, get the king in checkmate. Whenever I meet him now, I'm gonna be thinking in my head the whole time, like, what chess piece are you, is that right?
Jagger is joining an offensive line with 5 projected starters for the 26th season. A group that includes Jordan Morgan, Aaron Banks, Sean Ryan, Anthony Belton, and Zach Tom. Okay, gentlemen, bottom line. What does the 2026 draft class do for the Green Bay Packers, Mike?
Well, Larry, very specifically at one position, kicker, there is an even brighter spotlight than there normally is, because there will be a full-fledged competition here between Brandon McManus, Trey Smack, the draft pick, Lucas Haversick. We've seen kicking competitions here before. You go back to Mason Crosby's rookie year against Dave Rayner, and then when Crosby about a dozen years ago was trying to hold on to his job as the veteran against Giorgio Tavecchio. But that spotlight on the kicking game is going to be really bright this summer.
Wes?
Larry, it gave the Packers depth where they needed depth. This was not a draft where you needed 12 players coming in. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The Packers roster is pretty dang good already, but they needed to widen things out there. They did that with this class. They needed a few good men. I feel like they got them.
I'd say this draft made the Green Bay Packers a better football team, if for no other reason than the competition it will provide from within. We saw the draft class came in as advertised. The guys in it are going to compete for jobs. And if you're a current player and you're playing in front of one of those guys, you're playing pretty darn well. And you can't believe it, guys, but that's a wrap. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Mike. And thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.